YouTube. Yikey, mother shnikey. What happened? Oh my. It's a hot schmott out here. hotter than fish grease this morning. Or am I over here in Davenport, Iowa, at my favorite truck stop of all time, right? What's your favorite truck stop? Put it in the comments. Me personally, I'm a big fan of, if I'm going to spend a reset on the road, which I don't do too often, right? If I'm going to spend a reset on the road, I'm going to pick where I'm going to stay very carefully. And about the only truck stop that I will stay in, unless I'm absolutely forced, with hours or whatever the case may be, or just location where I'm at, the only truck stop I will stay in is at the Quick Star, or Quick, you know what I'm talking about, not Quick Trip with a Q, Quick Star and Quick Trip with a K. I mean, yeah, like you can reach out and you can touch the truck next to you at most truck stops, can't you? But over here, you could park another truck next to me, which is great, because all you operators out there with your generators and your or you're running your truck. It's summer, obviously, we got to run something to stay cool. It's just fucking annoying. Not to mention the exhaust. That's the worst part about it, is the exhaust that comes into your cab, right? So of course you got to switch off the recirculation or turn it on, however you want to say it. Want to make a video to share something that just happened. I'm on a 53-foot Conestoga step deck, and I noticed it's got a 10-1 slide on it. Okay? Reason being, when you go to California, you cannot have your axles open in California. It's illegal. Anybody who knows, you know. So all of this company's trailers have the ability to open and close. They're not stationary or fixed axles, right? So this allows us to go anywhere in North America, right? Legally. Now, I noticed when I was hooking up to this trailer last week, right, that the axles were left open. Whoever was hooked to this trailer last time left the axles wide open. Now that isn't typical, because you should leave the trailer in the same condition that you found it, and the axle should be closed, because no one runs around, nobody with a brain or any sense of professionalism is going to run around with your 10-1 wide open, right? It's wear and tear on all the components of your suspension, not to mention the rubber, okay, the whole 9 yards. It's just a bad idea. Not to mention turning radius, there's a whole long list of reasons why you don't roll around with your trailer open on a 10-1, okay? Especially on a step with the low profile tires. It's just, it's just stupid if you do. Ignorant, unprofessional, however you want to say it. Now, so I go to close the axles, and of course I'm, I'm going to find out who is hooked up to this trailer, and I'm going to let them know, that they need to fucking close the axles and all the rest of it. Like I'm saying to myself, right? Well, when I go to try and close the axles, I notice that the trailer doesn't lift. When you put the trailer in the slide position, two things happen. There's two switches, two valves, I should say. You turn the one valve and it sucks the pin in, right? So now you have the ability to move forward and backward. We all know that. The other thing that happens is the trailer, it rises, okay? So it gets the wheels out of the wheel well. It rises up. It lifts up the suspension and allows you to slide the axle, okay? Well, it wasn't rising, and I could tell by the noise that the actuator valve, there was an issue with it, you know. So I get down, and I'm having a look around, and I can see that the arm is broke off the actuator valve. Well, at this point, I'm set to be where I'm supposed to be to pick up, and I'm looking for solutions, right? So I send a picture in, I make a maintenance report about it, I get a call and I run it by the guy and I say, what I want to do is, I'm trying to make a long story short, what I want to do is, I want to fix the actuator valve arm into the ride position. The arm's down. I want to fix it up and I want to fasten it to the frame with a zip tie, I said. This way I can air the trailer, because essentially the trailer's not getting any air to the bags at that point. So the only thing that the trailer's running on are the shock absorbers. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? Stay with me. Well, being that the axles were wide open tells me that the driver previous to me was having the same issue, obviously. Now, with that being said, how long was he operating, dragging around this trailer in that condition? And how heavy was the load? Because in that position, with that actuator valve, the way it sat, the trailer was not getting any air to it. Okay? Now, you can be a fucking doughhead, right? And you can see your ABS light is blinking off because there's no fucking, air to your trailer. The suspension, it's going to make your ABS go off. You can tell that there's something wrong, but you can also just be ignorant, right? You can also be not know any better, right? And whatever the case may be. So here we are now. I got air up the trailer. Okay. I'm picking up a heavy load, so I need to have the axles open anyway. I pick up my load. I start going down the road and everything's fine, Like, there's certain things that you learn out here that are very, visible signs that things, there's like audible things, right? Things you can hear that'll tell you it's not right. Things you can see, One of the things that you can see, if there's no air in your trailer, chances are the mud flaps are going to be dragging, right? All these things, it's like a little bit of a puzzle sometimes, so you can disseminate what exactly is going on and where the problem is. Well, I put the actuator valve in the ride position and I fixed it there, okay? Now, with that being said, I go down the road, I travel, 500 and, I don't know, it was almost 600 miles yesterday, okay? I get to where I'm going and now I need to do a reset because I've been on the road since last Sunday and today is Saturday, June 6th, okay? So I proceed to do, I roll in here about 9 o'clock p.m. and I pull the air brake You know, I drop the air in the trailer. I'm heavy, right? Let's drop the air in the trailer. Drop the air, you know, everything. I'm shutting it down. And when I got up this morning, if I had editing software and shit like that, I would show you a picture. Both shock absorbers, both shocks on the front axle, which is the stationary axle, because only the rear axle slides, are sheared off the frame. So when I get up and any driver that gets out of their truck, the first thing you're doing every single time is having a visual inspection. If you're not, then you need to start getting in that habit. It's just second nature. You get out and you just have a quick visual inspection. You're looking at your tractor, you're looking at your trailer. You know, that's what professional commercial drivers should be doing each and every time they get in and out of their tractor, is have a quick visual inspection. Now, the first thing I seen that didn't look copacetic was two dangling, you would call them, it's like the same idea on your, what the hell are they called? The joints, right? On your personal vehicle. The name escapes me right now, but it's a part that you would replace on your personal vehicle that goes from the suspension component to your hub, right, or your axle. The hell is it? There's a rubber thing in like this, and then there's a rubber thing, and it's got grease in there. Okay, whatever. I forget the name of it. Anyway, I see those two things dangling, and I see shiny metal. Okay, shiny metal. This goes back almost 20 years ago to your pre-trip. When you see shiny metal on your pre-trip, you better look twice, right? I see shiny metal, and I see two things dangling, but I'm like literally still rubbing the sleep out of my eyes. I'm going in to take, to use a bathroom, take a quick piss and grab a coffee. And I look at it again, and I get down there. It's a step deck now, so remember the air's dropped, right? The air's dropped. I'm on a step deck, so now I'm about 12 inches clearance from the concrete. That's about all the clearance there is at this point, from the trailer to the concrete. Very little clearance. And I get down on one knee and I look, and I know that it's all related, but I don't know how it happened, because I know that it did not happen as I was going down the road. Right? Now, I still don't know if this is what happened, and this is the reason I'm making the video, and I'm hoping somebody's got enough working knowledge. I think there's a few of you on this channel that might have might have a little bit of mechanical knowledge. But what I think happened is somehow, some way, when I fixed that actuator valve in the right position and I pulled the air brake, the trailer air, as the suspension started to come down, because that actuator valve is in the fixed position, somehow put too much pressure on the... You all right? Are you picking up? Are you following me? But I didn't hear a clonk. I didn't hear anything like that. But that's the only conclusion that I could come up with. Right? So, at this point, I'm on a reset. I told you that. I got 58 minutes left on my clock. And there's a TA about 10 miles up from where I am. I could get there, but then I'm gonna have to reset my clock, right? I'll be technically on duty. I'll have to reset my my reset. So I'm a little bit of a dilemma right now what I do. I think I'm gonna do a road call. So anyway, I'm gonna cut the string and let it fly. Catch you on the next one. Driver's Lounge. Over and out.